And actually, we'll see Gnar instead as a result, because you don't want, like, your Ornn is going to make the Lucian stronger later because you're going to upgrade his Gale Force, you're going to upgrade the Azir later on in the game. But instead, you're looking for a little bit more control in lane and better team fights early with your Narbar. So
yes, I like Ornn way more, because the amount of times we've just cruised to a late game is, 2 out of 2 thus far. And so therefore, you just create yourself the best possible late game. And you also then have a melee champion that isn't just Mega Gnar.
But this time, Atlas,
wanting to work with.
This time the Lucian is on Hanwha's side, it's not on Bro's side, They might close the game out faster, they might be able to take those advantages and push them further. I see what you're saying, because Ornn is also great in those early fights. Like, his ultimate is arguably, with Azir, the 2 strongest ultimates for early objective fights in the game. So, I do like both. But I like the Gnar for just like, all right, well, I could put some pressure on the Cassante early. I can outlane him, and then we'll have a little bit of power there. And it's also safe if Vi decides she's going to play around top side instead of playing bottom, where the Lucian isn't.
Lord Morgan fan from Vietnam. We saw her in the opening as we were heading towards Lowell Park. Definitely good to see some Lord Morgan representation here at Lowell Park.
It's not Orange Day today, but still got a very orange-headed HLE fan drawing there. That's only on Saturdays. Wait for HLE's next Saturday match. But, in terms of the way this draft looks here, the identity in so many ways is Brionne playing to their slower strengths, right? Like, okay, scaling Victor, scaling Zeri, you've got this Cassante for team fights later on. Whereas HLE need to be the ones to find the tempo this time around. Azir could scale up later, so can this Gnar in terms of what he could do for you in team fights, but much harder if you fall behind.
Yeah, we'll have to see whether it's enough to fix the problems from last game as we hop onto the Rift here for Game 3. Man, the Bro fans are so loud, Will. They are just so loud. It's great to see as they are grouped up towards this bottom side, but they're walking on a ward. They'll clear that out as all 5 members grouping up. Life and Viper move on over, but just like ships in the night, no one going to really be found.
Nope, and we'll see if they can get an aggressive trade here at level 1. Should they choose to, they have the brush advantage here. But
man, it is so similar though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's...
I guess the Gnar does give you, like you were talking about, like a little bit more mid-game strength. Maybe Hanwha will use it, maybe they will not. Kingen, of course, has played a heck of a lot of Gnar.
Yeah, in 2021, he was the only Gnar who was getting it done for a little while. We'll get that a little aggressive trade onto effort, or poke rather, because it wasn't traded back in health.
Yeah.
The ways in which Gnar can save the game for you that Ornn cannot are basically in a huge wombo combo between the Gnar and then the Azir, right, where you do a ton of damage and the fight is saved even though you're behind and the Zeri outscales you. Like, that's one way. Ornn could still do that kind of stuff, but it's a little bit tougher to pull that off. As we always show this stat for Henna because it's such an impressive stat for a player who's been, success-wise very mediocre in terms of his results as a player, but his Zeri, in a meta that's so central to Zeri, is really impressive to see.
This is also pretty good. Viper's win rate on Lucian here in the LCK. This is also including those games where they tried the Lucian funnel, which just straight up didn't work back in the day.
Yeah, only 2 of those wins from this season.
Yeah. And was definitely a long time ago. It doesn't include his LPL stats, where I believe he would have played a couple of games at least. As Henna getting dashed on, Umpty in position as they're trying to fight this one out. Ignite and heal both used. Henna standing his ground. They have Umpty, but he is going to back away. So
it looked like the idea there is to just bait them to chase. And when Umpty comes over, he knows he can win against Klid here at level 3. So if Viper and Life were willing to actually just push forward and chase there, then that could have been disastrous, but they read the play really well and just sit within turret range here, so doesn't end up being a successful play there for Umpty. Doesn't get much pressure done.
Well, he's going to get shadowed by Klid as Umpty doing the old walkover. Karras is pretty low as Zeka taking Comet this time around. I believe he was Conqueror last game. Don't quite remember.
It was a Comet in game 1 in this
Conqueror
matchup into the area. It was the same thing. Doran's ring into the Corrupting Pot, like almost exactly the same level. One trades into slight advantage for Zeka early, but then Karas, deals with the ult very well. Like, this game is so mirrored in so many ways. Obviously, the AD carry is being swapped on the bottom side, but so much else on the map is just looking the same.
Yeah.
It's wild how this series has just kind of become an amalgamation of itself. Yeah, it's just kind of like collapsed upon itself.
There's some science we could do about this game. Try and figure out, what it all means. As Life still level 2, Effort the same thing. As Viper pulls the wave, teleport back from our mid laners.
If this was a best of 30, okay, we'd get into some crazy stuff, like by the time we got to the end of this series.
Yeah, I reckon. I think maybe we should have best of 30s when bro's playing. I think that's probably the right way to do it. We should set up a poll in Twitch chat, just to see whether everybody be into the best of 30. I think that's
a non-binding poll that just gauges interest, of course.
Yeah, just gauging some interest. So what you up to on the weekend, Wolf?
Cast some more LCK. That's what I like to do on the weekend.
Coincidence? So am I.
Sounds like we got a great weekend planned.
Whoa, we're so in sync. Did you like in sync back in the day?
Bit of a I thought they were all right. There's some Backstreet Boys being played in the makeup room yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I want it that way. It was a bit of a throwback for me. I was like, wow. No one in chat knows anything about what we're talking about.
They probably know Justin, because he's still kind of around and stuff.
Sure.
But NSYNC was definitely a while ago. Did you know? You remember the Disney Tarzan?
Yeah.
NSYNC was used. They did one of the songs.
You mean like the animated one?
Yeah, the animated one. The one that Phil Collins did.
Yeah, I was going to say I only knew about Phil Collins.
Yeah, but they also had NSYNC come in for one of the songs. The one where they like trashed the camp.
Oh,
I
know that. That's a good bit of trivia.
There's something as we got a 3v3 here towards the bottom side. Umpty in the brush. Sejuani also near the brush. Henna taking a bit of damage. Maybe some biffo, but not really. I don't think it's.
This is just so silly.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
No, you punch first.
Yeah. Well, Umpty. He punched him a few more times. He did.
Okay. No trees have fallen up here. We did check, but it is going to be Kinga getting pushed in on the counter pick here, and a plate going over to the Cassante. So Morgan feeling very good about the early game here with the chain vest he's picked up, or chainmail vest.
Chainmail vest.
Yeah. It's kind of vest-like.
Yeah. I mean, it is a chain vest, so I like it. Honey fruit, not allowed. Bird has to get out of there. Henna taking a bit of damage from the Winter's Wrath is now Hamwa trying to get into position. The heal going to be used to try and fight life. Great Aqua Prison will stop Henna from moving further forward, but the Drake is now going to be given up. Henna.
Zeka level 6.
All right, let's see whether he can find him. Emperor's Divide gets a couple of flashes, but that is about it.
Good flash timings there. If they end up dying, it's disastrous, and HLE take a massive lead, but will they be able to take the Drake is the question.
Bubble. Well, I don't know. Is
Oil
anyone
in trouble?
Take the Drake?
I don't know. It's just this is going to be the longest scuffle of all time where nobody dies, but the action just doesn't stop, Atlas.
The action doesn't stop.
The play-by-play stream's like, oh, they might hurt each other. Hold on, wait.
Wait. Can the action stop if it never starts?
Hold on, they might hurt each other.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh, no, Umpty. Oh, he got hit by the ability.
Not permafrosted, Pog.
All right. Well, okay. Umpty is going to get taken down. He doesn't have flash, remember. He's just going to get taken out. Oh, no. Lured into a false sense of security. Will be taken down. Effort and Henna.
They're trying to get a plate here.
I mean, it's a similar situation, though, isn't it? They're holding onto the wave, and now, with the wave crashing, Effort's just dead. Henna's also just dead. What is going on? Well, he's not dead yet, but he eventually is dead.
They're dying. It happened. 3 kills, 2 Viper. And you know what? The war of attrition, it went on long enough. Zeka gets 2 flashes. And those are the two most important. He wins the fight. He wins the fight. The next fight, I guess you could say, unless we're just calling it one fight, we could call it two broken up fights.
Yeah.
The next fight is won by those flashes being down, and then the AD carry and support, Henna and Effort just trapped there, trying to clear a wave to try to secure that turret, advantage. But it's not going to happen. And Viper had no mana. Doesn't matter. Still does a ton of damage. His Ignite is what takes down to kill Effort there in the end. 3 kills and a Gale Force. I mean, you know what? The Constellation Herald doesn't feel too great right now. Not feeling too good about that one, as it looks like we might try to set up a dive and a lane swap here.
Yeah, King, I think, has gotten wind of this. Zeka finally makes it back to the mid lane. As you can see, slight advantage for Karis, but really, like, that was a couple of waves worth of time that Zeka spent towards the bottom side, so not really punished for that one. As Umpty picks up this this Krug here that was sort of left wanting.
Life, if he gets Tidal Wave, I mean, he's going to get it pretty soon here. Like, this dive cannot go off, right? They have to be super careful with how they play this. King and also very close to Meganar. Opportunity here. By the way, Viper, he is getting so much gold bottom side on the map here.
Ooh, Karis has found Zeka. It's a bit of a thumbs up for his time. Not a lot of mana on the Victor, who's just going to try and do some auto attacks. As Viper's gotten two plates, so therefore Herald kind of mitigated.
Yeah, instead of a lane swap, it was more of a lane vacation, a lanecation, so to speak, here for Henna, who will just not be getting minions on top or bottom, as this is the very extended dive where there is no flash here for Umpty. He's dead. And then Karis is just not here, and Viper, no mana, but doesn't matter. Few autos, it's Henna who burns down last year with the Ignite. Just a one more auto there from Zeka to make sure the Ignite burns him down. That's the end of that. So Zeri doesn't want to be in the same lane as Lucian.
No.
But she kind of has to be, so feels really bad right now if you're Breon. And like I said, last game we were like, okay, similar draft, right? Like, how does this work? Breon being a little bit more aggressive than usual, but not hyper aggressive. The game still went to almost 40 minutes there. This is why I said, we're like, okay, Viper's got the Lucian this time, though. And this is Hano Life. This game is really accelerated. It is very much in a positive game state if you're a Hano Life esports fan or Hano Life player.
I would say that you're onto something there with it definitely going better, and they are utilizing. Clid, it's going to steal that one away from Umpty. Lunch money as well. As Life Tank's turret shot, he isn't too worried. We'll see with the Viper. Yep, he will be able to collect yet another turret plate.
Clid making it baseball, man. He slides for the steal.
Yeah. Need to get on that base. And now, moving on over. And also, remember he was on, like, the Poro skin, the really cute one? Now he's on, like, the battle skin. Like, I'm playing this is some epic Sejuani.
Serious Sejuani.
Serious Sejuani skin mode.
By the way, Clid had not won any Sejuani before today. 0-5 on the champion.
Well, this may be his first. We'll see. So far, Vi's 100% win rate in this series. Coincidence?
No. I'm just going to say no.
Yeah, I think maybe...
I'm just going to go with your narrative. I'm going to say no.
It might be. But I'm glad you helped me out there.
I want to support you. As Viper's going to get the whole turret and nothing but the turret.
Mm-hmm.
So help him God. So help him Faker. Well, there's no minions to get there, but he gets the whole turret, all right?
Yep. And now it's a 2.5k gold lead as Morgan is looking to try and dive King in here. He's going to flash and then die. Very dead. As he got Cassante.
Good interrupt on the hop. Just trying to stop him from getting that Gnar. Forces him to flash and then deletes him before he can do it. That was clean. So a turret for a turret.
Well, Zeka's moving up as well, but he's a little bit late to really get anything done here. He smells minions, and he'll be able to take those down. I don't know whether Hanwha Life are too worried about Morgan getting massively fed. He is Cassante after all.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's not a equal exchange. But I mean, you get something.
Well, there's the culling, and Viper says, Henna, you should go home. And Henna is like, okay.
He's trying to get more plates. He's like, look, I just have to ult this annoyance that's preventing me from getting more mid plates. And maybe I can get this one. He's like, oh, only 3 caster minions. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
This is a really nice interrupt on King and top from Morgan. Nope, no hopping. Not going to happen. Pulls him away. He has to flash in. Doesn't get his Narbar. Doesn't do enough damage during the interim. Really clean stuff from Morgan, but again, not equivalent. And now Zeka's up here, putting the pressure on. A plate did go down mid.
Managed to get one of them. And now Life is going to be there to support him as well. We'll see when Viper...
Look at the gold difference in held items.
But look, yeah, it's so silly. It was like Vamp Scepter and shoes to like a full, really cool bow that makes you do dashy things, you know? Like, it's the item gap is absolutely absurd.
He's got the really far shooty gun.
Yeah, he's got the fast shooty gun as well as the dashy bow. Oh. Or rapid fire cannon and Gale Force, depending on whether you want to say it correctly or not, which we don't.
We don't right now, honestly.
No. Viper is, how many plates is that? 7?
7 plates.
That he's eaten so far? Wow. Oh, God. Mandate also now in.
In 5 seconds, we're going to get the plate gold thing. It's going to be, it's not going to be happy.
No.
It's not going to be happy.
It's not going to be happy bros. Happy humble lives, not happy bros. As, oh, no. Morgan also just getting ripped to shreds by Viper.
All right, do it to us. Show me the plate.
Yeah.
Show me the plate money.
Give him that plate.
Show me that plate money, Graf. They're like, ooh, man, there's a lot of Breon fans watching. There are a lot of Breon fans in the audience.
Are we allowed to show this? Oh, God, okay. Well, actually...
Because of the top plates, I wanted to see individually how much he had.
Yeah, how much money.
Because all 7 plates are his. Like, he got 2 plates in mid. But there's 7 plates on a Lucian.
I thought we had that graph.
We usually do.
Ah, but maybe that's the illegal graph. We're not allowed to show that amount of plates going into one Lucian.
We're changing the narrative here at the LCK. We're like, no, see, it's not that bad.
Yeah, could be worse.
It's Ocean Soul. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's Ocean Soul. It's okay.
It's actually fine. This one doesn't matter nearly as much. But it's still pretty rough times. As Viper going to be, he's got the core fields built up. Might be some quick blades action. Let's see how that one's going to go.
By the way,
the Essence Reaver as well.
Just a serious topic for just a moment, just for just a brief second. Zeka, hold on. I'm trying to talk about your item.
Well, Blade is going to throw a prison in, and Henna is going to survive. Oh no cleanse. I know Hooney's working today. Not sure he's going to be very happy about the lack of cleanse.
Yeah, but he also would have been concerned about what would happen given the game state here to a Zeri that doesn't have barrier either.
That's true.
You know, you can't go flashless, so...
Yeah.
But I was going to say the Leandri's build here for Zeka, you'll see that he's much more oppressive this time because he didn't have to go for the crown just like the last Victor game. And he won the War of Attrition in those setup fights around objectives. And he also has a Lucian that can go in and pop a Zeri or a Lulu or honestly a Victor.
Go all 3.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah, Viper is very, very strong. And the accelerated, like, we didn't actually see this last time, right? We actually saw more of the handshake Lucian, which we have seen, right? Like, we're talking about both of these bottom lanes, very similar ranges. The culling does offer you a little bit more in that department for the Lucian. Zeri has those big Zeri certification moments where she can get a lot of damage done in teamfights, but Lucian in a teamfight, you know, actually does pretty well, you know, and will still build very similar items, moving to 4 of them and stuff like that. And that's sort of what Henna was relying on in Game 1 and in Game 2.
Zeri's ultimate provides you essentially team fight damage to the entire enemy team, whereas Lucian's gives you single target damage. It can hit multiple targets, but generally you're trying to either force one target out of the fight or kill them with follow-up Gale Force in your combo. Zeri isn't going to be able to do that anytime soon.
Yeah.
And the fast rapid-fire cannon, and oh man, this turret down, you just get full control with the Sun Disc. Zeri can't be anywhere near a team fight, but if you just let Hanwha have everything, then the map gets completely opened up, even more than it already is. Hard to imagine. So this is why we're not breaking this game down too much, because it's just all bad news. And there isn't a lot of like, but, however, like you can't even put a Hopium Copium mask on this one.
Yeah, and my mother always said that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So,
but we're casters, so we're like, so what are you doing this weekend?
Yeah, no. So like that way, like you're not supposed to say it if that's all you've got to say. But we've got so many things to say, Wolf. We can say all of the things. Like I've got a lot of words in my brain, like grass. I know that one. Flowers.
You're just reading the things you're seeing on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a play-by-play. That's my skill set.
Is that a torch at the entrance of the river? Like, what would you even call that? Like,
I think it is a torch. Yeah.
But it's like it's kind of hex techy, almost looking, or like a little bit blue flamey.
Ooh, blue flamey hex techy torch.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to take a closer look at that.
Yeah.
Please pan up.
Oh, I think Jonah Strong was like
It's water?
nodding off.
It's like a lava lamp on the
A
rip?
lava lamp? What? Like 60s themed? I'm into that.
Uh-oh.
That's a teleport.
Okay,
so Karis will survive. As Viper walks up, they do manage to get that blue trinket down.
They're like, push turret, push turret.
It's like oceany vibed.
Yeah, it's like
Bit oceany vibe.
it's Ocean Soul, so it's the Ocean Soul lava lamp.
Yeah, the Ocean Soul lava lamp. Love to see it. Shirley going to, just
This is definitely not the biggest. We're definitely not giving this the seal of approval in terms of macro. Like almost kill the enemy mid laner and then group us 4 and let a Cassante take a free turret while Zeri free farms in mid. Definitely not the best way to push your advantage here as Hanwha Life Esports. I don't think they care. But if we're going to be a little bit critical and say like, ooh, Brion got like a little bit out of this. Morgan got the whole turret. Zeri got some free farm time. Like, just trying to look at the small angles here.
yeah.
Got my protractor out.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
Got my telescope out. I can
Yeah.
see it.
I mean, you doing
I can see the win.
Yeah, there's some like cartography liberties being taken here, I think, by what you're mapping out on this one. However, I'm not very good at orienteering, so I guess I can't really tell you whether you've done a good job or not.
The contours of the wind conditions, Here for Brion, the later the game goes,
Yeah, you
they
gotta-
become more wide because they're very narrow right now.
You have to pay attention to the latitude of the gold advantage that Hanwha Life Esports are working with currently.
Yeah, Brion a little bit close to the equator, so to speak.
Indeed.
Kind of closer to getting on fire.
And the more tropical in nature your gold lead, the less reliable it is for taking a victory in the late game, as we all know. So,
Common knowledge.
yeah, common knowledge when it comes to the orienteering of some of this.
Over there, by the way, is Shadowflame almost done here for Zeka. He has TP, so he can back and grab it. He is just pushing this Victor out. Karis doesn't have teleport because he used it to escape from that top side play. So right now, Hanwha can basically make sure Baron is not being taken, take a Drake, and also threaten a Victor in the bottom side of the map all at the same time.
Whoa!
While also trying to put pressure on Zeri a little bit.
Get you a team that does.
Hold on.
Oh, as okay, the Nara is really dead again. It's going to take him a little while to die, but he is going to die. There he goes. Morgan goes all out and then all in.
Kangan's like, Atlas was right, man. I should have played Orin in this game.
Well, you never know. Teleport out, as Clid's going to take about 15 years to get this low enough, but Karis...
Ocean Rift power, Karis!
Okay. That was the most excitement this game that has been. I swear.
Secret ward. Okay, maybe he doesn't smite because who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Karis has been so long.
Luden's proc could steal it away.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
Quick Blades up, 2-item advantage for the Lucian. 2 items up now. 1 item up was pretty cool, but now 2 items up is...
That's more cool.
Yeah, it's a bigger advantage. We might even get that graph that shows the itemization and where he bought the 3rd item before Zeri had the 2nd item.
That is a big item lead. Oh, 21.5 minutes. Umpty's going to secure his blue buff.
This is one reason why I've detested this meta is because it leads to one-sided games like this so often.
Viper takes a cue.
I don't mind the interactions between Lucian and Zeri and what they mean, but I don't like when games just end this early and you're like, well, that's what it's going to be like.
Yeah, this game ended with, like, there was a dive level 3 or something, dive level 2, level 4, whatever.
I think it was 4, but yeah, it was a triple kill for Viper early on in the game, and
then it was over.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like. But only 2,000 gold the advantage, as this inner turret's going to go down, so that is more of an advantage. And Hanwha Life Esports are going to turn around again, so potentially more of an advantage. Culling just going to be soaked by Karis. The entire thing is Gale Force used by Viper, and they will just back off towards the Baron they prepared earlier.
Yep, that's the kind of... Yeah, is it single target damage or multi-target damage? If the first target's about to die and gets out of dodge, the second target takes all the health bar, so ends up essentially killing 2 people, making them back. They're not dead, but they have to back, and their health is low, so effectively dead and can't contest. HLE, even with this Leandri's build for Azir, don't feel comfortable starting the Baron up just yet because they did not in fact die.
Clid gets out, Extendo Beam does some damage.
Yep.
And Hanwha's going to go home. And we're just going to calm down a little bit.
Here, going to get a blue buff. Zeri going to get a red buff.
Yeah.
And we are going to reset. You know, Breon losing this Ocean Soul not going to be the backbreaker. And, you know, the big win condition for Breon, historically speaking, Elder Flip maybe. But 3,000 gold behind means even if HLE get them the fastest Elder possible, you know, the Zeri's not going to be online. I mean, she would like to have a little bit more time, but I don't think you can win this fight in 2 minutes' time. And can you even contest this Baron? At least you have vision for it.
And items-wise, that's close to a 4,000 gold lead.
Umpty using the Cloud, or rather the Ocean Rift again. He's hiding in the brush.
Yeah,
he's got a flank angle.
Really like that. Klid is going to ignore that because it's 2 minutes until there's anything of note there towards the bottom side. As another culling comes off cooldown, and Viper doesn't like that. He's going to press that R button. Does get pressed. Damage does happen.
All the wards bought here for Breon, very expensive, but you need to try to fight your way back into this one and kind of leapfrog your way into a potential pick. Umpty seen here. He wanted so badly to maybe grab somebody, grab a straggler, but now look at the lack of vision. They could be on Baron for all they know.
Yeah. As Viper, Icor's Blessing going to be used. Ooh. Zeka presses Q. That was cool, and in goes Umpty. He looks for it. Zeka pulls himself so far away, though, and the follow-up is going to be so difficult. Klid tanking a heck of a lot. Emperor's Divide's going to get rid of Umpty. This could just mean Baron. If Umpty dies, as the Baron's going to get upset, but Zeka, he's the one that's mostly angry.
Kingen has an R-bar, and he doesn't even need it to win anything. All the while, Henna is still trying to farm. I'm just farming. I would like to be at least just one item behind the Lucian. Please let me... 2 items behind is a bit much, so I'm just going to be down here. This is not a fair fight. It's not. I mean, look at the damage here from Zeka. Leandri's burning, and Umpty is like, I've had enough sitting around. Okay, I'm going to make something happen here. The defensive tidal wave here is enough to kind of zone everybody out. Zeka's going to win this 1v1 easy, no problem. Takes Umpty out, and then Henna's just like, all right, I'm farming. I'm gone. There's no contest here. There's no angle.
Yep, because Umpty was a little bit too deep. Got caught out by Zeka. There was no whether they could actually get over there. Zeka now, Henna is going to just jet set radio over the wall. Keep himself alive. 8 seconds on this Ocean. Baron now going to deliver Hanwha a fair bit of control of that area as Kingen. This is a familiar location, overextended towards that bottom side, but this time it's going to work out. Look at this from Hanwha Life.
Yeah, if they commit to him, the advantages you gain are massive, and if you just go for Drake, you know, this is going to be an inhibitor, so... And also, even looking for the steal.
1 Ocean Drake? Whoop-de-doo! It's not all that important. As our effort, well, I think they might get it anyway, as Morgan's going to pull him out. So there we go. Some bounty gold as the Drake falls.
The base?
Ignore the base. Ignore the base.
The base?
No. Ignore the base. Jonah Strong, go back to the Drake fight. Yeah, there we go. Morgan's going to find a Q. Back to the Drake fight. No, I mean, yeah, I get it. The base is being destroyed. Here we go. Morgan, can he actually turn this? Can he turn it is the question. He finds a blast cone. Oh, he's not quite over the wall. Morgan, can you do it? Can you get out of there? Effort, save him. Oh, he's not able to do so. Oh, wow, would you look at that? The base is in shambles, Wolf. This is very unexpected. As now Karas throwing some autos out, and I mean, we jest a little because it feels like this game really fell apart very, very early on. As Zeka looks for an Emperor's Divide, doesn't find it. He'll find a victory, though. That 50 gold inside the Nexus is absolutely going to be there. The POG is going to go to Viper 100% of the time. He played amazingly well with the advantages that he was given early. There was no way back in for Hanwha Life, for Breon. And I get a little bit confused after games like that.
It
was not, you know, we've had series that are different to that.
Yeah, it's not the cleanest series we've seen from HLE, but when they decided to opt into the Lucian side and they made that aggressive play bottom side and got 3 kills for Viper, that was the beginning and the end of the game. And again, it feels like we got robbed of a game 3 in a lot of ways because of that, and it was a clean play, but there is no coming back from that. It is just not going to happen. If you play it as well as Viper did, which is about as close to perfect as you can get with advantages like that. Your team is playing around him. You have the Azir with the damage build. You can't side lane anymore. And, I mean, there's not much to say about this one. I feel really bad for the Spacers. But for Hanwha Life fans, there were some problems in this series, right? There were some back row issues even in that third game where Kingen was left out to dry a few times and they didn't actually utilize their advantages across the map very well. They used their damage well and they forced fights around the objectives and got the Baron, but I think they could have done it even cleaner, which is hard to say. Like, it's hard to say that out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud. Like, it could have even been cleaner than the win we saw there. But look, a win's a win. Their tougher matchup is against D plus Kia later on this week.
Yeah, and that is after this series and after D plus Kia losing to KT just a couple of days ago. That could be a doozy.
It could be.
But it also could be the kick into gear for both of those teams, right? Either Hanwha Life Esports has to up the tempo because D plus Kia plays way faster than Breon does, and you're not going to be, like, if they try to do this again, they lose instantly in a heartbeat. Like, there's no way you can play like this because it's way too slow and you will lose control exceptionally quickly.
Also, the other thing is that, you know, D plus Kia are a team that prepares extremely well and reads the meta really well. I think Breon did what they wanted, but D plus Kia is the opposite side. We talked about this before the series. D plus is going to be a team that will play against the strengths of Hanwha Life Esports and will try to put those down. Whereas Breon is just like, no, we want to play Henna on Lucian. We want to do that, and that's what we're going to do in this draft no matter what. Then it was taken from them.
Yeah.
Problems ensued. Whereas I think D plus Kia will try to potentially exploit the weaknesses of Hanwha a little bit more around Scion picks. So I expect that series is going to be a good one. It's definitely the one I've been looking most forward to this week, especially after KT 2-0'd D plus Kia. But taking a look back at this one, I mean, this is the moment the game ended. And, you know, arguably, you could give a vote to Klid here. You could give a vote to Zeka because he played with the lead too, and all of those players were involved in getting Zeka getting a triple kill. And that's when the game ended. I voted for Viper because he did a lot, and he was the one who got the 3 kills, and the game was defined by him.
I liked it when he pressed R and did damages in the mid to late game. That was pretty cool.
This was just being like, I don't know, guys. This game is doomed. Let's try to make something happen. You know, and you're trying your best to be the initiator here, but I mean, there's not much even in these highlights. Like, notice that there's not a whole lot of gameplay to show here. We're already in the ending.
Yeah, this is already the end. As we'll have a listen in to Hanwha Life in these last couple of moments. As, yeah, they were kind of just distracting around the Drake while the base went down.
걔네 빠진 것 좀 체크해줘 거기. 제리 노공이야 여기는. 제리 노공. 정면하죠. 제리 노공이야. 정면으로 와서 봐줘.
The calls here are so tight, and so information share even from the Drake fight is actually pretty advanced here, because they want to make sure they can't back and that they slow down their advance. And there is a world in which this Victor could defend, right? Like if he's given enough time, but they just shot called this super well. Life trying to zone Hannah out, and he's dead. And that's the end of that.
Yep. And this was Viper in his happy place, getting that Gale Force kill, and the Nexus goes down.
You could see that even though this game was very one-sided and we were kind of writing it off, like, down to the wire in terms of HLE shot calling, they are not going to mess this up. They're not going to lose this opportunity. More than triple the damage here for Viper, more than triple the items at several stages as well. Yeah. This game, that's what happens when the Lucian gets that far ahead. That's a new level of tempo advantage.
Certainly is. The thing that really stood out to me in that one was the fact that Hanwha Life did not look like they were celebrating at the end of that game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all the way down to the wire, like, make sure we call this perfectly. We're not going to mess this up.
But also an understanding maybe that, you know, dropping that game 2, not good enough for the expectations that they have of themselves. So let's throw it back to the space though, so they can break down the Hanwha Life Esports 2-1 victory.
Thank you, casters, as always, for that wonderful cast.